Good evening, everyone. We'll be starting our Nintendo Chit Chat Minigaming News broadcast very soon. Make sure you guys blast that like button and share the stream with some friends. That really helps us out. This is episode 4 today, actually, so it's pretty exciting. We're moving up in the world. Stay tuned. This episode's also brought to you tonight, guys, by Party Planet and Mastiff Games. We have one more giveaway for Party Planet. It's a retail copy, too, including a little cool goodie bag with some party favors inside. If you want to enter this, simply go to the description below this video. You'll find a link for the Party Planet Mastiff Games giveaway. All you have to do is basically comment on a specific video that we have set up for you guys, and you have a chance to win. We'll be announcing the winner next week, so stay tuned for that, and good luck to everybody. And thanks to Mastiff Games and Party Planet, now available on the Switch. One more little thing to show you guys as well is the Party Planet New Year's giveaway is still going on. You have till January 31st to enter. For more information on this, go to partyplanet.com or partyplanetgame.com /new-year-giveaway, or go to the link in the description below the video to enter this. They are giving away some Joy-Con sets, a Hori playstand, a Switch game case, some other cool stuff as well. So that's a Party Planet New Year giveaway. A few days left to enter that. And again, thanks to Mastiff Games and Party Planet. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our broadcast. I am Eddie Ray from NintendoChitChat.com. We got some new people on board in the chat room, so welcome to you guys. This is episode 4 of what we call Nintendo Chit Chat Minute Gaming News. We talk everything Nintendo that happened during the week, and it's quite a bit of stuff. So stay tuned. We have a few little announcements to go through before we get in Samantha here in a little bit. So speaking of this, guys, we just did our Party Planet giveaway. We have one more to do for the retail copy of Party Planet by Mastiff Games. If you want to enter that, go to the description below the video and enter that right now before the stream ends. That way you don't forget about it. And of course, we gave away our last digital code as well, and we gave that code away to, the winner was Oscar, who's a sponsor in the channel as well, so that was really awesome, and I believe he's in chat right now too, so he now has a digital copy thanks to Mastiff Games and Party Planet on his Switch. Alright guys, this broadcast is also available for you all as an audio podcast only. Hey Tyler, how are you out there? Good to see you. So we're on Google Play Music, iTunes. We also have our podcast on Player FM and SoundCloud too. So check out those platforms, subscribe or follow us there. It's usually updated about 2 days or so after everything is over with. So, all right. And don't forget, guys, you can also sponsor our channel. Super chats are fine too. Or also Streamlabs, whatever you can do to support the broadcast. I appreciate it very, very much. I'll be right back with Samantha in about 1 minute. So stay tuned, guys. Kirby Battle Royale is now available on the Nintendo 3DS. And thanks to Nintendo, who gave us a copy of the game, you can check out our Let's Play going on the channel right now. In fact, soon, we'll be doing online community battles with you guys, yes, you, in online multiplayer matches. In the game, you can battle up to 3 other friends in local or online multiplayer matches. And there are 10 different battle modes to choose from, and some 2D, some 3D, and some all about Kirby being the last one standing, or about finding the most treasure to collect. The game's a great multiplayer experience, and has enough variety for every type of player. That's Kirby Battle Royale on the Nintendo 3DS, and it's available right now. Alright guys, welcome back. We have a lot of news to cover today. Like I said, surprisingly enough, we just had the mini direct a couple weeks back. Okay, a lot of news there. Then last week we had the Nintendo Labo discussion, or Labo, plus a bunch of other announcements. And today, a lot more to talk about with you guys. So I want you guys in the chat room to welcome our writer, editor on NintendoChitChat.com. We have Samantha back in the house. This is Samantha Lienhard. Samantha, how are you doing this week?
Hi everyone, I'm doing fine.
Great. I just kicked my notes off my desk by accident. They went flying, but that's okay. I have it up here on my computer as well. So yeah, welcome back, Samantha. Episode 4. We are fine-tuning everything, so I think we have a fun episode in store for everybody in chat as well. And let's kick off the news here. This is for the 21st through the 27th. And did it start off kind of slowly for you, Samantha, or was there pretty much a lot of stuff on Monday or Tuesday?
It started off pretty slowly. It was really Thursday where there was a bunch of announcements all at once. I think the size of the article doubled, if not more, on Thursday.
Wow, that's crazy. If you guys get a chance, go to NintendoChitChat.com. All of our main articles, including the news in the slider above on the very top of the page. Yeah, it is pretty long. My scroll bar is very, very tiny, so and very long. So let's start off with the very first piece you have here. The creator of Downwell, and this is a vertical scrolling shooter platformer game that released on the PC and mobile, PS4, and Vita. He has joined Nintendo. Do you have any other information regarding him joining Nintendo at all?
No, not really. We don't know what games he's bringing or anything else, just that he sent out a tweet saying that he got a job with Nintendo.
Okay, that's really interesting. I'm very curious, too, if he's going to actually be bringing Downwell to the Switch or not, but I guess we'll see as time goes on. So if you guys are familiar with Downwell and his work, or the creator of Downwell, of course, is the game's name, maybe you have some expectations of what you can maybe see in the Switch in the future from him. So, all right. And then we noticed this happened earlier this week. Miitomo is ending its service on May 9th. And what did Nintendo say about Miitomo, Samantha?
Well, they said that they are discontinuing the service on May 9th. You'll still be able to get your daily bonuses if you log in until then, but they're no longer selling Miitomo coins.
Okay, so no longer selling Miitomo coins. Interesting. Did you ever bother with Miitomo when it first came out at all, or not?
I tried it when it first came out, and I think I logged in for a few days, and then I kind of lost interest and stopped logging in.
Yeah, I think that happened to me as well, and probably to a lot of Nintendo fans. It just seemed like the app kind of just didn't really have that little magical Nintendo touch that it needed, I think. It seemed very kind of simple. But so that's interesting news. I'm looking forward to maybe having some kind of messaging system on the Switch itself, where you can message friends. So
Indeed.
hopefully, maybe they learn something from Miitomo and they can adapt it to something on the Switch, possibly. But who knows? Cool.
And they gave instructions if you want to keep anything from Miitomo. Like if you want to keep your primary Mii, you'll have to link it to your Nintendo account. If you
Wow.
want to keep any of your sidekick Miis, you'll have to save their QR codes because there'll be no other way to keep them.
Okay, very interesting. Well, that's good information to have too. So thank you, Samantha, and good to see you guys in chat. We got JM Gamer, we got Tyler the Kirby fan, we got Biwa, we got Oscar, Fluffy, Anita, Sagan as well. So welcome, guys, to the broadcast. We got lots of news to cover here. Of course, moving along for JRPG fans, we have Square Enix, of course, bringing. I guess the first thing to talk about is Secret of Mana, or Mana.
Yes, they haven't made an announcement, but they said that they're aware of the demand for the new Secret of Mana remake to come to the Switch. People have been asking them for it, so they said they're considering it.
I'd like to see that. So hopefully that comes to fruition here for the Switch and Nintendo fans. And then aside from that, they haven't ruled out also localizing Seiken Densetsu collection as well. Yeah, and that came to Japan, earlier on the Switch's life cycle, I think, back in, April or something last year?
Yes, it was pretty early, yes.
And if you guys are watching...
exciting...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, the most exciting thing there is that that's the first 3 games in the series, and the third one has never been localized before. So if this collection were to be localized, that would be the first time that game ever has been officially translated.
Well, you fans out there, keep your fingers crossed. I would love to see. I was gonna import this, but of course it's Japanese only, so I didn't bother with it. But it has a beautiful cover art on the Switch cover, and I have kind of the main artwork here on screen for people watching as well. It's really beautiful, and hopefully this gets localized. All right. Well, let's move along to some more Nintendo news for you all. We have some kind of screens here of the setting of this game. This is a new horror game called Those Who Remain. What's this all about? What's happening with Those Who Remain, Samantha?
It sounds very cool. All they've really released so far is the basic description and the announcement trailer. It has kind of a Silent Hill vibe from the way they've described it. The main character is a man who arrives in the wrong place at the wrong time, according to the description, at this small town that is cursed by a demon. So there are monsters around and you have to stay in the light to be safe. And there's something about another world that's having an influence on the main world.
That sounds really, really neat, and kind of spooky too. So I like the setting of this game. This looks really cool. Those Who Remain. Awesome. Yeah, I just saw this announcement. I guess it was Wednesday or Thursday this came to be for Switch News. I didn't quite...
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think I saw it earlier in the week, so great. Little surprise there. Very cool. We got JM Gamer... said he's waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, I think he said, from Square Enix, so yeah. All right, moving along. I never heard of shogi. What's shogi all about? Do you know what it's about?
All I know about shogi comes from Persona 5, so I'm probably not the best expert. All I know is that it's some sort of a game, I'll compare it to chess, but it's not really like chess, but it's a strategic game that people play in Japan.
Right, and I have a screenshot of this. It might be from, I'm not sure if it's from the game or from a game or something, but it's shogi versus chess. Kind of explains, it shows, I guess, the pieces or whatever, and then it shows chess pieces. So, looks really interesting. I wasn't going to even give that title. Do you want to give it a shot? It's like 6 words long.
I'm going to...
You can pass. That's totally fine.
Tao supervised Hifumen's shogi dojo.
There you
and the
go.
basic idea is that this professional shogi player is giving players instructions on how to play shogi through this game.
Okay. Well, that sounds a little intriguing to me. So this is being overseen by a retired professional shogi player you mentioned. So we'll teach new players how to play shogi. Cool. All right. So the company's going to be using a free mobile runner game to market it, which is an interesting concept as well.
Yes, that's very strange. That's not quite what I would have thought of to market a shogi game.
Yeah.
But apparently it's going to feature the player running through a world with development updates popping up or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of an odd way to go about it. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with that. And obviously, there's no localization announced yet, and I doubt that will happen. But Japan's getting a physical release for the game too, so that's kind of interesting. So, all right, so both physical and digital release for that. All right, and we had some cool news as well from Atari, actually. Atari is hoping to bring a new Roller Coaster Tycoon to the Switch. And explain what's happening with this, the whole story around it, and how they're kind of funding the hopeful Switch version of Roller Coaster Tycoon, or a future version of it.
Yeah, they've started up a crowdfunding campaign for the new Roller Coaster Tycoon game through a site called Start Engine, which I had never heard of before, but it seems to be one of those ones where you can invest, like kind of like what Fig was intended to do, where you're not only funding it, but you can also have an investment in it. And they're hoping to make a Roller Coaster Tycoon game that is specifically designed around the Switch's functions.
Very cool. Those in chat will be doing a little poll for you in a little bit at the break regarding Roller Coaster Tycoon. And this franchise goes back, I believe it's this one. I mean, there's been some spin-offs and some clones and copies of similar games. But this goes back to the 90s, I think, this actual franchise. Does it not? Do you recall?
Oh, yeah, I think it's pretty old.
Yeah.
I remember playing one a long, long time ago.
Same here, yeah. On my old PC years ago, like early 2000s or late 90s or whatever. And I think if this gets enough funding, I think the Switch is a very good platform for these type of kind of sim building type games. So be very curious to see what happens with this down the road for Atari and Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, the one thing that seems to have people concerned is that the studio that will be making it is the studio that made Roller Coaster Tycoon Touch, which I guess a lot of people didn't like very much.
Oh, okay. Understood. So some fans have some worries already about this whole thing. Well, I guess we'll see what happens with it, Samantha. We'll take a short break here with you, and we'll come back, guys, as well in a little bit after our little break. As we go to break, we have a really cool poll going up. Let me know, guys, in the chat room with the poll, did you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon? It's pretty simple. Yes, no, or never heard of it. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back after the break. Today's episode is brought to you by NintendoReport.com. Fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. When you visit the homepage, you'll find direct information from Nintendo themselves. We source their YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr accounts. Maybe you want even more details? Click on Nintendo Franchise News. Here we source the main franchises for Nintendo directly from the Facebook pages for The Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart, Super Mario, and Splatoon. If you want more Nintendo news, click on Other Nintendo News. Here we source the main media outlets that cover Nintendo. Outlets such as Nintendo Everything, Nintendo Life, Game Explain, Nintendo Today, Nintendo Enthusiast, and more. Again, updated every 20 minutes. And don't forget the NCC feed for NintendoChitChat.com. You'll find the latest details here from our website, directly sourced here, all for you. NintendoReport.com, fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. This episode of Nintendo Chit Chat Minute Gaming News is also brought to you by Mastiff Games, bringing you Party Planet on the Nintendo Switch, now available in the Nintendo Switch eShop and exclusively through GameStop.com. Take a look at the trailer.
Mastiff. Taeon. There's a party, and the whole planet is invited. Except these marauding Vikings. Smash their fleet. Total those totems. Chop chop. Run, jump, fly, putt, and blast through 30 fantastic party games, including Hopper Jump, Bounce for the Win, Fruit Invaders, Who Said Fruit Was Good For You, Super Vegan Anaconda, Super Vegan What? And many more. It's good fun for up to 4 players, and it's on Nintendo Switch.
Today's episode is also brought to you by NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. NintendoChitChat.com is your main community hub and resource for Nintendo fans. Register for free today and gain access to our live chat rooms. Gain access to our forums to post new content and comment on our blog articles too. We have a full blog section for our unique interviews, news articles, and much, much more. We have a full member section, activity feed, achievements, and tons more to explore. NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. Check it out today and make your free account. All right, and welcome back, everybody. Anita, Fluffy, thanks to all of you who voted as well. Hey, Cody, how are you in chat room there? We had a lot of votes for yes, so a lot of you have played and are familiar with Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I think is good because they may help get the game funded. All right, go to our website, guys, NintendoChitChat.com, and check out all of the articles here, interviews as well. And a lot of these articles have a lot of YouTube clips embedded in them too, so you can watch some of the game trailers right away for you all. Be bringing Samantha back on the line. Hi, Samantha.
Hello.
All right, so yeah, they voted for yes. They know about Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's good. All right, moving along in the news, we have a 2D Metroidvania style platformer, Dandara. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so, yes. Don't forget SteamWorld Dig. That's coming too.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Just
I'm
skip over
sorry.
that one.
Yeah, I did. So we have SteamWorld Dig coming to the Switch on February 1st, and that is $9.99. So this is awesome because SteamWorld Dig 2 is already out, so the original SteamWorld Dig is coming out on the Switch February 1st. So thanks. I have a little graphic for that too. I almost forgot about that, but let's move along then to Dandara. Again, a 2D Metroidvania style platformer. And what else is this game about? Who is this by? Do you know?
This one is by a developer called Long Hat House.
Okay.
One of the big things here.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the big things here is the way it uses gravity.
Yeah.
And stand on the ceiling and on the walls and.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Go ahead, check out the trailer. It looks pretty awesome and pretty impressive. It caught my eye. Never heard of this before. This is a brand new game. Any other platforms this is on now, or is it going to be brand new?
Yeah, I think it's coming out February 6th on a whole bunch of platforms, but it's not out on anything yet. So
Okay,
February
cool.
6th will be its first day.
Cool. So it'll be a new experience for everybody. So check that out, guys. February 6th. Awesome. And then also on February 6th, another Metroid style. This is an action platformer. This is Aegis Defenders. And what's this all about?
This one, and we're going to be talking about a lot of platformers today.
Yeah.
I think there are several more coming up. This one is says that it combines platformer gameplay with tower defense elements. So instead of just going through blasting enemies like you might normally do in this sort of game, it's going to be very defense focused, using your abilities to keep enemies from getting close to you.
That sounds really neat. Also, is there co-op platforming or co-op play as well mixed into the game?
Characters, and you can switch between them whenever you want if you're playing by yourself, but it also says that there's going to be drop-in, drop-out multiplayer.
Oh, wow.
You can go through that through the campaign.
This looks really cool. So, yeah, everybody go to our website, NintendoChitChat.com. Look at this trailer as well. It looks really cool. I love the graphical style of this game. And Samantha's right. We have a lot of action and platformer games to talk about this week. A ton more news, though. So you have written here in the article, Samantha, 2 days after this, we have a side-scrolling action platformer with a very descriptive title. And this is Atomic Run, Gun, Jump, Gun. will hit the Switch eShop for $7.99 on February 8th. And what's cool about this game?
Yeah, this one is interestingly another one that involves defying gravity. But in this case, it doesn't seem to be the same way that Dandara is doing it, but instead you're going to be blasting things, and I get the impression that your gunning is going to help you defy gravity. You have two different modes to fire your gun, I think. One to propel you through the air.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds about right. From the title especially, it kind of gives away, I guess, the mechanic, the main mechanic of the game. Yeah, that's cool. So this goes to the eShop on February 8th. So, wow. I love the graphic I have on the screen, too. It looks really cool. It's like a very, like a 70s old retro kind of style. Like early, like game, like Atari or something. I'm not quite sure. I get a vibe like that from the art style here. All right.
Yes.
Then we also have the 2D action game Earth Wars. This was released in the West for other platforms under the name Earth Dawn. This comes to the Switch in Japan on the 25th of January, which is out. It was out yesterday.
All right, yes.
What's Earth Wars? What's the gameplay like?
Earth Wars, it's a 2D action game. Not too much about it, except that you're fighting some sort of fast-paced sort of action game. Actually, we do have a trailer there for it, don't we?
Okay, yeah, we also have a trailer here as well, so I guess we can look at that later on, guys, if you like. I didn't get a chance to view that trailer today, so this will be called Earth Wars, and it was again on previous platforms as Earth Dawn. So I wonder if there'll be any other kind of changes in the game at all.
Well, if it comes here, it might be under the name Earth Dawn again. I think Earth Wars is the name of the game in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it was called.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, so it'll be Earth Dawn when it comes out here. Okay, very cool. All right, and then we have Abyssrium. Is that correct?
Yep.
And that has the Switch version in development. Go ahead.
Mobile game is an aquarium management game.
Very cool. So you got to manage your aquariums, guys. If you can't do it in real life, you can do it in a game on the Switch, apparently now. This seems interesting. So we'll have better quality graphics than the mobile version. So it's a mobile game, I guess, already.
Right.
Cool. Well, it'd be neat if they use like HD Rumble and things like that kind of for the Switch. I think it'd be kind of a cool little thing or whatever. They might as well make use of that because, you know, an aquarium, you know, bubbles, that kind of thing. I don't know. Feeding the fish or whatever. It'd be kind of cool. And then we have a huge groundbreaking announcement in the chat room, guys. And this is huge for all of you Hello Kitty fans. Hello Kitty Cruisers is on the way to the Switch as well. And Samantha, I'm not sure if you're watching this stream. Probably not because you're on the voice chat, though. But in my hands, I have, for you guys out there, I have Hello Kitty Cruisers on the Wii U right here in my hands right now. And I have a 3DS version of the game, too, which came out after the Wii U version. Hello Kitty Racing 3D. There you go. So this is based on the mobile game coming to the Switch. I doubt they'll do anything to tweak the game because they didn't on these other versions of the game. So these
it'll probably be about the same.
Yeah, these are mostly just for Hello Kitty fans, which my wife is. That's why I have these games, and they actually go for a lot of money too. Or they did. I'm not quite sure if they still do, but the Wii U version here, I got it on Amazon when it came out, and like a month or two later, it was gone from Amazon. It was sold out. I'm not sure how many they sold, but then I saw on eBay for like $80 on eBay. So kind of a rare game. So there you go, guys. Hello Kitty Cruisers. It looks like it would have some hope to the game, but it's really, the controls aren't very good. The graphics are very poor too. So I mean, if they do something with it, look at it again, maybe on the Switch, but nothing to get your fancy all excited about. All right. So moving along from Hello Kitty news, we have a Wild West shooting type of game known as Wild Guns Reloaded. This has been announced for the Switch. And what can we expect for Wild Guns Reloaded, Samantha?
Well, this is an sort of arcade shooter style game, and it has 4 different characters which you can play as. But there's also a multiplayer mode if you want to play. I think it's competitive against your friends.
Neat.
And then the Switch version is also coming with 2 special modes. There's a beginner mode if you're new to it that gives you unlimited lives, and then if you want something more challenging, it's also adding a boss rush.
Nice. So some extra modes. That's fair. And also, I guess the boss rush is time attack. So you can fight, you can fight all the game's bosses. Awesome. And that's Wild Guns Reloaded. I guess no date for this yet. I don't see anything here. I guess.
No, not yet.
I guess it's just a basic announcement. That's cool though. So look forward to that, guys, down the line for the Switch. And then we have Dead Cells coming to the Switch later this year. And this is a Roguevania. Explain what Roguevania is to our chit-chatters and fans out there watching and listening.
Roguevania is the term that they themselves use to describe the game because it combines sort of roguelite elements with a Metroidvania style. Exploring and getting upgrades that let you access new places, like with that Metroidvania sort of style, but there will also be, I believe, permadeath and other things that you would expect from the roguelite sort of gameplay.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I actually watched a trailer of this today. It looks really impressive. This is coming to all the platforms too. It looks like the PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. So coming out in 2018, probably, I would think probably by fall or the holidays or whatever. But I say later this year would probably be the 3rd or 4th quarter. So Dead Cells, interesting name too. All right. Then we also have another action platformer for you all. This is Flint Hook. Anything special about Flint Hook at all?
Flint Hook, the thing about this one is that your character has a hook shot, so you use the hook shot to help you navigate through the world. That's
neat. Pretty cool mechanic. We got some people in chat. They said, Hello Kitty. Yeah. Gotta expect the Switch will get some shareware, guys, or bloatware, whatever you want to call it, right? And Rayla, how are you? Good to see you. Jam Gamer says he loves rogue-type games, so there you go. Some of these might be up your alley then, Jam Gamer. All right, so then we also have a 2D action game, Mercenary Kings, coming to the Switch as well. And who is handling the physical release for these 2 games, Mercenary Kings, and I think also Flint Hook, right?
From Games, who recently started doing things with the Switch, announced that they're going to have physical releases of both of these, and as is typical, they will be limited edition.
Yeah, so they're usually pretty good about announcing and planning ahead of time, you know, what to expect, what the date and time will be for when you get your pre-orders in for these games. So there's quite a few now stacking up for the Switch. I think we had one or 2 weeks ago that I had the date for. It's coming up in a month or 2, I think, and plus these 2 now, so I have to make a list of what I want and bookmark these. Very cool. All right, and you have in the article here, let's move away from ports, because most of those are ports, but we have a new action platformer called Castle of Heart. Explain to our fans and viewers, listeners, what's Castle of Heart about?
We don't know a lot about Castle of Heart yet. They've just released a short teaser trailer, but it's going to be a Switch exclusive, and it looks like it's going to be sort of a 2D or maybe 2.5D game, and it has 20 levels, around 50 types of weapons, and one of the most interesting things is that they're going to be using some real-life locations, but also elements from Slavic mythology and some dark fantasy elements as well.
It sounds like quite an interesting combination. I especially like games with real-life elements or locations. Then you have the mix of fantasy in there too, so that should be a pretty good mixture. Yes. And then I just quickly glanced at the logo here on the screen on the thumbnail, and I thought I saw level 5, but I'm like, level 5, what? But this says level S or 7 level S. Is that the developer? 7? Is that 7 level S? It's kind of hard to see in the thumbnail there. Yeah, because the logo is just on the thumbnail. It looks really weird. But I thought I saw level 5, so I was like...
7 levels. I think they call themselves
7 levels. Okay, there you go. The S was kind of, looks like it was spaced out there. Okay, cool. So 7 levels for Castle of Heart. Really neat. Then we have an open world sandbox survival game. This is set in the world of Ark. Survival Evolved has been announced. What is this?
Is the world, it's in the world of the game Ark Survival Evolved. And this is called PixArk. The blocky sort of graphical style.
Yeah,
and it's
when I saw the trailer, you know what reminded me of this game a lot? I got a vibe, initially, kind of at first Minecraft, right? Then, of course, I watched it some more. I'm like, this looks like Lego Worlds almost to me. But go ahead and explain more about this game, PixArk.
Well, we haven't gotten a lot of information about it yet, but what they've announced so far is that it will have both single-player and online multiplayer, a lot of crafting systems, dinosaur taming, and procedurally generated worlds.
That sounds really cool. I was watching the trailer, like I said, and yeah, I got a Lego Worlds vibe, but it looks really cool. It looks beautiful, and this is coming to the Switch. So it's an official trailer we have embedded on the article here as well, guys, on NintendoChitChat.com. So check it out. Watch the trailer. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thanks for subscribing to our channel here. Jonathan Bowden, welcome. All right, moving on. Valkyria Chronicles 4. Am I saying that correctly?
I've always said Valkyria Chronicles,
Valkyria,
but I
okay.
don't know.
Yeah, Valkyria,
sure.
You're probably right. So Valkyria Chronicles 4 has been updated to include the Calm Tank Driver and Corporal Miles Abeg, a tank-loving Lance Corporal Dan Bentley, and ambitious Second Lieutenant Ronald Albee. What else do we know about this game coming to the Switch eventually?
Well, in general, they've just been introducing characters lately, like those 3 that they just announced now, but in general, they've also been including a little bit of gameplay information, and so this time they were talking about tanks, which have excellent defensive and attack powers, but they also have a weak point, so if you're up against a tank, you want to try to get around it from behind, and you also want to protect your own tanks to make sure that your enemies can't get around there.
Neat. This looks like a really interesting entry into this game series, and this is coming to, I think, all major platforms and the Switch again. I don't think we have a release date for this. I think it's maybe later this year or something like that. I guess we know of. That's about it as far as that's concerned.
Right, and it's been quite a while since we've had another game in the series, so people are really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and this was announced, what, like a month or so ago, I believe, officially, or a couple months ago?
I think.
Yeah. All right. Great. So Bandai Namco then has announced that All Might will be another playable character in My Hero Academia, One's Justice. And his special One for All ability lets his attack knock opponents back. So that's interesting. We have a screenshot of that for you guys of the game. And we also learned Legrand Legacy, which we covered in an interview that Samantha did earlier, so check that out too, is now planned to release on the Switch in Q3 of 2018. And originally the Switch version was announced for the first quarter of 2019, so that's some good news there.
Right, yes.
Anything else regarding Legrand Legacy at all?
Out on the PC, and it's been getting a good reception, I think, so that's good. It's if you haven't seen the interview, it's a classic style turn-based RPG, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is on a lot of people's radar, I believe, so seeing that date of Q3 in 2018, just a little extra bonus for us all. Looking forward to Legrand Legacy. All right, and a cool name of a cool game, Owlboy, now has a console release date. And what's the date for Owlboy?
It'll be out on February 13th digitally, and there are physical editions coming, it seems, but they haven't announced the date for those yet.
I'll wait because I love physical. Awesome. So February 13th, digital will be available, and they'll be announcing down the line then for the physical versions. Very cool.
And it's a pretty cool game, so you might want to look into it.
Yeah, it looks like a really interesting game for sure. All right, so speaking of physical editions, we have a horror-themed turn-based RPG, Darkest Dungeon. A lot of fans out there for this game. What's the news on Darkest Dungeon?
Well, it just came out on the eShop last week, I believe, on January 18th, but physical copies are coming in March. And the physical edition is going to be the Darkest Dungeon Ancestral Edition, which comes with the 2 DLC packs that are already available. That's
Great.
going to cost $39.99.
That's awesome. So yeah, I saw this come out, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait. It seems like a lot of the games now are getting retail physical editions, which is excellent. I think it's just good for Switch owners and gaming in general to have more physical media. So I'm very happy about this. This whole news article makes me happy tonight. All of these retail editions coming out. All right. Then we have Lost Sphere. Is this by Ubisoft?
Square Enix.
Oh, Square Enix. There you go. Why did I say Ubisoft? I don't know. But this is available now. So we have a trailer up on the screen, or on our article, I should say. We have a little graphic on the screen for you all. Yeah, I'm not sure why I said Ubisoft. But, so yeah, Square Enix. Lost Sphere.
By the studio that made I Am Setsuna, so if you played that and liked it, you might want to look into Lost Sphere as well. If you played I Am Setsuna and didn't like it, then maybe not, because it seems very much in that sort of style.
Cool. I wanted to ask you about this Lost Sphere. Did this come out retail for North America or not?
Yes, I think it could only be ordered through Square Enix's site, though.
Ah, okay. I may have to do that if they're still available, because I was looking at imports today,
Right, but
from the UK, so I don't want to do that yet. Right. Okay. So if you guys are interested in the retail copy, go to Square Enix's website, I guess. So I'll be doing that as soon as this ends tonight. Very cool. All right, and then we have another game here from Koei Tecmo. Before we botch this title, give it to us, Samantha.
This is Atelier Liddy and Suelle, The Alchemists and the Mysterious Paintings. It's coming out on March 27th, and they just released a new trailer.
Awesome, and I think NIS America is pushing this out in North America. So mainly focuses on introducing the characters and the story for the trailer, but also shows some new combat features as well. What's the deal with the new combat features?
Well, it showed off some combination attacks, which in this one, your characters, from what I understand, your party will be paired in certain ways. And depending on which characters you have paired together, you'll be able to do certain combination attacks. And it also showed off the battle mix, which, if you're not familiar with the Atelier series, is very focused on alchemy and crafting. So the battle mix will allow you to craft items or synthesize, what they call synthesize items during combat to use.
Cool. And this comes out on March 27th. I think I actually have the special edition of this ordered already, so I'm looking forward to this. All right, and then we have the Kickstarter game that was on Kickstarter quite a while back. My Time at Portia. This is a sandbox RPG inspired by Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon. So I may get some people's attention by saying that.
Right.
And the Switch is included as one of the consoles, correct?
Yes, they announced that back when the Kickstarter was out, but this is the first time that it's had an official Switch trailer.
Cool. That's great. So guys, again, check out it on the website, nintendochitchat.com. Go check out the news article. Look at all of these trailers. Go look at this one as well. Everything's embedded here. Samantha does a very good job at organizing everything for us every week on the channel, so do check that out. We have Nita Sheldon in chat says, a lot of great news today. Yeah, the whole week has been filled with a bunch of Switch news, which is just amazing week after week. We're only in January, guys, and we have so much to talk about. Almost too much to talk about, really. Cool. And what's the latest then on Koei Tecmo's Attack on Titan 2?
Well, the new trailer that they released shows the town life gameplay. So previously they've shown a lot of the action combat aspect of the game, which I believe is what the first game focused on. But this one will also let you explore the city and interact with characters from the series, and you'll also be able to craft new equipment and train and things like that when you're in the city. But to me, the interacting with the characters, it sounds like a very interesting feature. So I'm hoping that'll be good.
Yeah, it does. And this releases then a little bit less than 2 months. It comes out on March 20th. So stay tuned for that, chatters out there. All right, and then we also have the romance visual novel, World End Syndrome, will be out on April 26th in Japan. What's World End Syndrome?
Well, I believe the story goes that the main character ends up at this sort of coastal town, and there's romance, but it's also some sort of murder mystery, and there's some sort of legend about how every 100 years the dead come back or something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Since there's no localization, it's hard to find a lot of details about it, but that's
Right.
the impression, the story I've gotten so far.
Okay, so if you guys are into these kind of visual novels, do check this out. And again, this is in Japan on April 26th. All right, and then a few weeks ago, you have in the article we learned the controversial news that Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle would have over 20 DLC characters, which is like, what? Why?
Yes. Yeah, people were not pleased.
Yeah, so what's the news, the latest news we have on this now?
Well, the producer came out to talk about it, and he defended the decision because he said that the main game is being sold at a very low price. So if you bought the main game and all of the DLC characters, it would only be slightly more than what a full game would normally cost. So they're sticking to their decision.
Wow. And are you able to buy just like the full game then without having to buy the DLC after DLC after DLC, or?
I don't think they've said
really
anything about a
weird
complete
model.
edition or anything.
Yeah. Well, that will be, I guess, the deluxe edition then, right? A few like months later,
Yes.
you can buy the same game with everything included in one bundle now, and that's really interesting. I'm not quite sure. Some of these business models for these games are really out of the blue. This one and the Shogi one earlier seemed really weird concepts, but hey, I guess they're trying new things, so we'll see what happens with those. But there we go. So we have some updates to talk about too. So I guess Voez, now you can play with a controller, correct?
Yes. Yeah, when Voez came out, it's a rhythm game, and one of the things that really made it different than others was that you could only play it in handheld mode because you needed to use the touchscreen, and a lot of people were not pleased with that. But the new update lets you play it docked and use a controller instead of the touchscreen.
Right, and people were wondering why Nintendo let them do this,
Right.
or would other companies be allowed to do it as well, and what would that mean for? Would it be a bunch of mobile games coming and that's it, to the Switch or whatever? But that's a cool option to play with the controller. But I think the game mechanic was really built around touch, so I guess we
Right.
could see how it works. And this actually has a retail release to it too, as well, doesn't it? Or no?
The retail release in Japan already let people play with a controller, if I'm
Oh,
remembering
okay.
that right. So I think it's already been tested and works fine.
Okay, gotcha. So like you said then in the article, the version 1.3.1 update's available now. It adds docked gameplay and the controller support for the game. So there's another update coming then February 14th with 14 more songs.
Yes,
All right.
and one of those songs is going to be an exclusive song, so you can look forward
Ah.
to that.
Very nice. Cool. Then we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2 version 1.3.0 update planned for mid-February. What's the deal with the latest update for Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Well, this update is one that a lot of people have been looking forward to a lot because this is going to add the advanced new game mode, which is its new game plus. So if you finished it and want to play it again, there's some sort of new game plus coming, although we don't know what it'll include.
Very cool. So there you go, guys. That's the week's news for January 21st through the 27th. We'll come back with Samantha in a moment. We'll take a short break here. We'll get through a couple little interviews briefly, then we'll go to our last article of the day. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back after these messages. Today's episode is brought to you by NintendoReport.com. Fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. When you visit the homepage, you'll find direct information from Nintendo themselves. We source their YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr accounts. Maybe you want even more details? Click on Nintendo Franchise News. Here we source the main franchises for Nintendo directly from the Facebook pages for The Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart, Super Mario, and Splatoon. If you want more Nintendo news, click on Other Nintendo News. Here we source the main media outlets that cover Nintendo. Outlets such as Nintendo Everything, Nintendo Life, Game Explain, Nintendo Today, Nintendo Enthusiast, and more. Again, updated every 20 minutes. And don't forget the NCC feed for NintendoChitChat.com. You'll find the latest details here from our website, directly sourced here, all for you. NintendoReport.com, fresh gaming news every 20 minutes. Today's episode is also brought to you by NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. NintendoChitChat.com is your main community hub and resource for Nintendo fans. Register for free today and gain access to our live chat rooms. Gain access to our forums to post new content and comment on our blog articles too. We have a full blog section for our unique interviews, news articles, and much, much more. We have a full member section, activity feed, achievements, and tons more to explore. NintendoChitChat.com, for the love of gaming. Check it out today and make your free account. All right, welcome back, everybody, and we're going to bring Samantha back here right now. Welcome back, Samantha.
Thanks.
All right, just wanted to go over these couple of interviews we did this week. This is kind of an interesting week for us. We actually had 2 interviews go live on the website, and we did an interview, or Samantha did, with the developers of Feudal Alloy. Anything interesting in the interview here, Samantha, you want to kind of note that we can tell our viewers and listeners about?
Oh, one of the things that stood out to me was that a couple weeks ago when we first learned about Feudal Alloy with its fishbowl-powered robots, we theorized that maybe the fish were actually the brains of the robots, and that actually is true. The main character is a fish who is operating a robot body so that it can move around.
That's cool. I called it here on the show, guys. I was like, that has to be, just looking at the artwork here, having the fish and the bowl is the head and the robot here. That sounds really interesting to me. So there you go. Go to the website, guys, and check out Samantha's interview there. Again, an easy way to find it is on the top slider of the website. Interview with the developers of Feudal Alloy. Very good job. And shout outs to David Bruno. Happy Friday to you too in the chat room, David. Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you, Dank Meme, as well. And Anita says lots of great sounding games. That's for sure. We have LT Gamer says, why isn't there a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Well, you know, you can say that now, but eventually we'll get one. Don't worry. Probably on the Switch, but... All right. And we also had a little interview as well with the composer of the music for Celeste. And Celeste just came out yesterday. Is that right?
Right, and it's been getting pretty fantastic reviews from what I was seeing. A lot of 10 out of 10s and 9 out of 10s, so it's doing really well.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually got Samantha in touch with the composer of Celeste. Is it Lena or Lena? I think it's Lena.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and she had quite the background and history of being interested in games. I think having an original Nintendo console when she was a kid. And then I think she actually worked as, for Nintendo of America, I think, as a quality assurance or something like that, or some kind of tester or something.
Right, doing testing for them.
Very cool. And what in the interview do you want to kind of promote and give people an interest in for this interview?
Oh, well, she talked a lot about how she got into it and how she works on the music. One thing I found very cool that she was talking about was that Celeste has, which are remix levels, and then she had people remix the music for those levels and has all sorts of composers that worked on the remixes for the B-sides of Celeste.
Well, that sounds really interesting. So check out the interview, guys. Interview with the composer of Celeste, up right now on our website, NintendoChitChat.com. And great. Let's go right away then to, I guess, our final topic of the evening for you all out there. And this is an article that I told Samantha to write, because I think it was good timing, too. And this is about, of course, what ports do you guys want to see from the Wii U now to the Switch? We have a bunch coming. A bunch were announced, I think, in the main direct as well. We've heard of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. We're getting Bayonetta. What else were we getting, Samantha? Did you recall? We already have Mario Kart, of course. We have that.
With Mario Kart, we have Pokken.
Right.
They just recently announced Tropical Freeze.
Oh, right, Tropical Freeze too. So there you go. So in the chat room, guys, think of the Wii U's library of games. What would you want to see come to the Switch as a port? And let us know in chat. I'll read those comments in a moment. But the first game, of course, that Samantha has on the article there is Xenoblade Chronicles X. And we actually had some interesting comments, I think, from Monolith Soft about this, correct?
Right, yes. A while ago, the president of Monolith Soft came out and said that he would love to play Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Switch. So when the head of Monolith Soft wants it on the Switch, that seems like we might have a good chance of getting it.
Yeah, I think so as well. And they probably would do this maybe like next year or something, maybe later this year. I'm not quite sure if it would be too early or not to release it after the second game.
Yeah, let it go a little bit so it's not one Xenoblade right after another, and then...
Yeah, but this would be a great game to have on the Switch for sure. We have some comments from Dank saying Smash, although I think Smash is going to be getting like a brand new, not a deluxe version, probably get like a new Smash game entirely all new. We have Super Mario Maker in the article, so he mentions that. He also mentions Captain Toad. A couple of guys mentioned that in chat. We have Fluffy and Dank.
I forgot about that. That would be a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's Captain Toad. Very cute and gorgeous looking game as well. So the Switch could actually do some really nice things with that. But in the article, we also have a hidden gem here, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and explain a little bit more about why this should be a good port to the Switch.
Yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, well, first of all, I included it just because I like RPGs.
Of course.
So it's the one that I would personally like to see brought to the Switch. But also, I think it's one that could really use a second chance because there was so much confusion and chaos around it that I don't think it really got the chance that it deserved. Because first, it was originally announced as Shin Megami Tensei crossed with Fire Emblem, which led people to expect a very different tone of game than when it was finally announced as this brightly colored pop idol, pop music role-playing game. No one quite knew what to expect.
I think that big change kind of turned people off, but they shouldn't have been because it got actually really solid reviews as well from what I can remember. All right, so a lot of guys are saying Captain Toad, Captain Toad, Captain Toad. Then we have Dank saying Wonderful 101 as well. I would love to see that.
I realized going into this article when I opened it up here just now, I didn't include Wonderful 101, and I think part of it is because I myself believe the rumor that it could be coming so much that I forgot it hasn't been announced.
Right, yeah, same here actually, because didn't we get some artwork or something from Platinum Games or whatever with Wonderful 101 characters or something like that recently? Looking at a Switch or something, or I forget.
Right around the time that they teased Bayonetta 1 and 2, they also tweeted a picture of the 3 characters from the Wonderful 101 cast playing the Wonderful 101 on the Switch.
Okay, that's what it was.
And there were also some clues in the picture that maybe it was actually teasing a sequel, but either way, it sure seemed like they were teasing something.
Yeah, if they do a sequel, they definitely have to bring the first one over then, of course, that they would do that. But I would see just a port probably coming over. It's a great game. I played through it on the Wii U, and I loved every minute of it. The controls were a bit getting used to, but they weren't too bad at all. So. Yeah. We have Pikmin 3 being mentioned. We have Paper Mario Color Splash as well. We have Mario Party. Although Mario Party, probably get a new Mario Party game on the Switch. But I could definitely see Pikmin 3 being maybe on the Switch, maybe a whole collection or something. I don't know. We'll see. Cool. Well, moving along in the article, we have already mentioned this by a few chit-chatters out there in the chat room, Super Mario Maker. And this seemed like a common sense one, but it hasn't happened yet. What do you think the chances are of this coming to the Switch?
No, on one hand, it seems like it makes a lot of sense. On the other hand, they're going to have to figure out how to handle the controls without the touchscreen, but that shouldn't be too hard to make it controllable with the controller.
Right. What if they would do something in the essence of you could make your levels on the touchscreen only? And then, I mean, you could also use physical controls, I guess, but if you like touch controls, you could use the touch controls, I guess.
That
I don't know.
That would be a good idea to at least have the option.
Yeah, have the option to do that. It's possible. It was a great seller on the Wii U. Of course, 3 has also got a version of it, but it had no online to it, so And
It
3DS
never
kind of...
seemed quite comparable.
Yeah, exactly. So if they do a Super Mario Maker, they should include a lot more content as well, which they can. Maybe like slopes or something added into the making of the levels. Lots more assets they can add in there too. So maybe we'll see like a deluxe version of this on the Switch at some point.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Awesome. And then Samantha has the last game in the article here. And this is a great one. Never played this series. I wanted to get it. They never had the retail version out in North America, though. Only in the UK, I think, or Europe last back in the Wii U days. And this is Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater. And explain to the people out there what this series is all about, too.
Fatal Frame is a horror series where you're fighting ghosts. And one of the big things is that the characters in the series fight ghosts with a special camera called the Camera Obscura. So perfect for the Wii U because you could use the gamepad as the camera. But the old ones didn't have that, so it seems it would function perfectly normally if it was ported.
Right. So there you go, guys. A good collection of games that Samantha has in the article, plus a lot of good comments in chat room, too. The Wii U had a great library. The system itself didn't find magic in sales, but hopefully we'll see some more of these great games coming to the Switch in the next year or two. But we have Bayonetta coming out in February, Tropical Freeze, I think, in March or something. So lots of good games coming from the Wii U to the Switch here this year as well. All right, Samantha, let's close things out here. We're about an hour or so in, which is great. What do you want to plug this week? Anything new going on, or do you want to kind of plug again what you had last week going on too? That'd be great.
Nothing particularly new going on, but again, last week, for those of you who play PC games on Steam, I had a visual novel come out called Ascendant Hearts. It's been getting great reviews, which makes me happy.
Great. Congratulations to Samantha there for that. And thanks for joining us, Samantha. Anything else? Any last-minute words?
Oh, no, nothing that I can think of.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Samantha. Everyone say goodbye to her, and we'll see you next week, Samantha.
Right, I'll see you.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks to all the Nintendo Chit Chatters out there. Thanks for watching. I'm Eddy Ray for NintendoChitChat.com. We will see you guys back here, I guess, next Friday for the Party Planet winner, the retail copy, announced next week. Thanks to Party Planet Mastiff Games. Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you all in chat. I'm Eddy Ray. Thanks for watching. See you next week.